Hi and welcome to my kitchen. We're going to do some edible geology today. And so we're going to look at 3 different types of plate boundaries. So you guys know that the ocean and continents are all sitting on Earth's crust. It comes in pieces, and those pieces can move. They can move against each other. So we have 3 major ways that happens. There are a lot of different variations, but the main ones I've got here with some biscuits. So if we look at this one, here I've got 2 pieces of crust. It's a malt biscuit, very exciting. And what they can do is sometimes they can move sideways past each other. Now you'll notice that I've broken this one, it's got quite a rough edge. So this is what happens in real life. If they try to slide past each other, I'm pushing gently. You end up getting so much pressure built up and they're not moving because they're kind of gripping together that all of a sudden they can really suddenly jolt and move. And you can hear a little bit of crunch as that happens. So that's a bit like my diagram here. If 2 pieces of crust are moving past each other, you can get that pressure building up. And when it's released, it releases a lot of energy. And that's how we can get earthquakes. This kind of movement is called, or this kind of boundary is called a transform boundary. Alright, so that's one. The next one is my favourite because it has Nutella. This is my big jar of Nutella. And it's when plates are going to move away from each other. And this is kind of like what South America and Africa are doing. They are moving away from each other, and in the middle of the ocean on Google Maps you can see this ridge going through the middle of the ocean. And there's lots of students actually asked me, like, how does that ridge form like that? And there were also kind of these sideways scraping marks that was seen on that ridge as well. So this is what happens. These plates are going to move away from each other. A term for that is divergent. And if it helps, you might remember the movie Divergent, and that girl was like not really doing what everyone else was doing, she was going the other direction. So we've got 2 pieces of crust here, and if I move them apart, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to gently move them apart, and we're going to have the mantle, the Nutella, come up in between them. And you can see, I don't know if you can see on an angle. Do I want to lift this up? You can see how we've got a little bit of a ridge, and the sideways marks are almost like scraping marks being left as the crust is pulling away, taking some of that magma with it. Delicious. All right. Last one is when plates come together. Now instead of divergent, that means when plates are moving away from each other, we've got convergent plates when they're moving together towards each other. So this would be like 2 pieces of crust. If they're coming together, sometimes what you can get is one might, it's happening a little bit, one might slip underneath the other, like that, and you'll get kind of like a build-up of magma or mantle all being squished in there. And what you can get as well is if they're both kind of coming into each other and they're both getting raised up, you can get some of the crust actually folding as well as that happens, right? And then you've got the mantle underneath that's kind of coming up there as well. So there's different variations of how that can go down, but the most common idea is that one plate is a bit heavier and goes under the other. You get a bit of a ridge or a volcano forming. And magma actually is not going to come out here, but if you push everything together, you can see on this side here, you're going to get quite a bit of a build-up of Nutella or magma under the crust. And if anything's going to come out, any part of that magma is going to break through the crust, it's going to come out on the side here. And that's why sometimes you'll get volcanoes not actually erupting out the very top of the volcano, they'll come out somewhere on the side. This is what happens when you have, it's pretty busy, this is what happens when you've got plates coming together or converging. So one plate might get subducted under, sub means under or below, and one plate might come in and then start getting kind of bunched up or pushed up like we saw with the pastry. If you've got mantle under in this area, this is going to kind of build up and get quite a bit of pressure going on. So you're going to get magma potentially breaking through the crust here if it's not too thick. So this is a convergent boundary. We can get things happening, like we saw with the pastry, you can get wrinkles and things. So we can get trenches forming. We can get volcanoes or mountain ranges forming as well. Going backwards, back to the biscuit that was being pulled apart, that was a divergent boundary. We saw that really clearly, but this is a diagram of the divergent boundary when they came apart, and the nutella on the inside kind of was exposed and was dragged out as well. So there's 3 different ways that plates can move against each other. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to put this in the oven and I'm going to have a really sweet lunch. But you guys can do this at home if you have Nutella, if you have something similar. Let me know how it goes. Bye!